No, 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 no.
Stay savage, your boy Shino Bentro. What's poppin'? Today we're back for video number 2. This time we're gonna be talking about Boruto and Kawaki. The reason why I want to talk about this topic is because Boruto actually really needs everything that's about to happen in this Kawaki arc, because it's very important to help his character. Like the way Boruto has been set up over this developmental period from the anime through the manga all the way up until this point, Boruto has clearly been a kid who has not yet understand the circumstances of his life or what he has or what is going on around him compared to a lot of other people. Boruto hasn't really seen the true realistics of being a shinobi and how the real shinobi world was. He doesn't know anything about going through suffering and pain. This is something that we saw pop up in the Ryogi arc, basically when saw the village. They didn't have a well and they was basically out there dying of thirst. They didn't have any water and shit like that. So Boruto questioned was the things he were doing was right versus the things that the person that was doing it were doing it for the wrong reasons, but they were doing it for the right cause, if that makes sense. They were stealing money and shit, but they were giving it to the poor. It was on the Robin Hood type shit. So that affected Boruto, and that's the thing that's going to affect Boruto in the future, because Boruto hasn't really ever truly saw suffering. He's never experienced suffering, and that's something we seen from Kawaki as soon as he introduced. As soon as Kawaki pops up, we see his original father or his original guardian, which was telling him he's empty, he's useless, he's nothing but a punching bag. So the fact that this man was just always punching on Kawaki, and Kawaki wasn't showing no emotion, my dude was just blank the whole entire time. This is something that's going to actually play in on Boruto. Once Boruto starts to learn the secrets of Kawaki, Boruto is going to understand that Kawaki came from nothing. Kawaki had no father, he had no person actually trying to have an expectation for him or wanting to see him do well. How Boruto has Naruto is always gone and Boruto always complains, but at the same token we see fucking Boruto actually develop a bond with Naruto actually cares about Boruto versus Kawaki dad more so didn't really care about him. He looked like he was always drunk, he looked like he was always mad about some shit. Maybe he thought Kawaki was useless because Kawaki was a kid, so he was always beating the shit out of Kawaki. He was always putting his hands on Kawaki and shit like that. So now that Kawaki got older, the man sold him off, so Kawaki's looking damn, all right, that's fucked up, my dad literally sold me, versus Boruto has this whole lifestyle. Your dad's the leader of the village, the most important person in the village. Your dad is renowned as the Hokage, your dad is known as a great hero, your dad is known as protector. You have high expectations because of your dad genuinely cares about you. He gives you advice regarding your missions, what I'm saying. Clearly he doesn't come home for birthdays, or he doesn't make enough time to train you or make enough time for you in some aspects due to his duties as Hokage. But at the same aspect, you have somebody who generally cares for you, and Kawaki literally has nothing. Kawaki has been growing up in the darkness. He's been growing up looked at as a tool, looked at as an item. Obviously his father treated him like shit, told him he was empty. Then he got with Jigen basically told him you no longer have to suffer, but at the same price, Jigen is probably gonna always tell him you are the precious vessel. So now he's being looked at as a tool, as an item, not even as his own person. Obviously there's oh yeah, your purpose is this. They basically giving him his purpose, when in actuality you're supposed to create your own purpose. Boruto want his purpose to be a hero, or he want to be a greater shinobi than his dad. That's due to the fact that everybody's always comparing him to his dad. So that's he feels his purpose to surpass his dad and make everybody respect him and not just call upon his dad. For Kawaki never got the choice, he never got the option. He was always getting told he was useless, he was no good. Then Jigen told him this is your purpose. So Kawaki probably saw it was all right, bet, I guess this is gonna be my purpose. Unlock whatever the fuck is relating to Utsukis, or receive this seal or whatever, get this power and help you become whatever. I guess that's my purpose, because other than that he had no purpose. He didn't know that his purpose was his own. He didn't know it was his own choosing, because he was probably held back from his guardian. He couldn't go outside, he couldn't go play with other kids, or he probably had to do some fucking hardcore churros. And then probably getting with Jigen, all he had to do was fucking train. All he had to do was slave around, trying to excel and be ready for an attack or be ready to take on the Utsutsuki. We see this man Kawaki's probably went through the most sad story ever. Dog, this reminds me of that Naruto Sasuke story, but this is even fucked up because like he had the parent just didn't give a shit about him, and he beat the shit out of him, and then he sold him. Like, dog, how bad off do it get? Like, Naruto parents died protecting the village and not trying to protect him, you know what I'm saying? You know, that's something we saw. Clearly Kushina was giving birth, and you know, she had the 9 tails in her, you know, and the seal got broken, but you know, fucking Minato basically like protected the village and like sealed like the 9 tails away and put his mom and dad inside of fucking Naruto, you know. So he did a good deed. This kid's dad literally picked up a box of loot and sold them off. Like, Sasuke's dad just felt like he was being treated unfairly and shit like that. Now I know like Itachi in them story is kind of fucking gruesome, you know what I'm saying? Like Itachi fucking killed off like everybody in the fucking show, like in terms of Sasuke's family. He killed off the whole family like with Obito. So it was kind of fucked up, but like still, like at least like your brother, you could say your brother had like schizo, he went fucking crazy and just like killed everybody, you know, versus like, you know, this man dad sold him. He was just like, oh, you made me rich, I never thought you'd be worth anything, but this is the first time you've ever been worth anything in your life to me. Like, dog, that is awful. Alright, so with Boruto being the talk no jutsu character that he is, in the way he's set up just like his dad based off Naruto, essentially, he's essentially not gonna let Kawaki go through this alone or let Kawaki feel those feelings anymore, due to the fact he's probably gonna give Kawaki some type of gateway, you know, and tell him, you know, you can live your own life, but at the same token, is gonna fucking teach Boruto how like he has it good, how life isn't really fair to everybody, like you don't really get to choose where you come from, you know what I'm saying? You got lucky enough to be born into the Hokage's family, or your dad is the Hokage, you know, you got some fucking powerful genes versus everybody else, you know, just having unfair circumstances. Like, it wasn't my fault that I was born poor, or it wasn't my fault that my dad, you know, sold me off. It wasn't born like my fault that like I was born with no parents, or like, you know, like for Sumire, her parents were like fucking, you know, working with the organization that was, you know, helping Danzo and basically trying to destroy the leaf and shit like that. You know, it's not her fault, you know. They're gonna be like talking about the circumstances of one's birth, and that's one thing I'm really enjoying about this, because the circumstances of Kawaki's birth is going to be something that's very important to his character as a like a whole, because we're going to see like, you know, Boruto start to talk about how he's his own person, he can live his life for you, and this is something we also seen Boruto do with Kagura. You know, he was with Kagura, you know, telling Kagura he didn't have to be like his fucking grandfather, he could be like himself, you know, it's his choice, it's basically your life, you do what you want. And I see that same thing, you know, because if you look at the Boruto manga, Sumire, you know, she essentially went to become a ninja, but then she found herself becoming a scientist, and she fell down like the scientist path and shit like that, working with Katasuke and shit like that, you know. So it was one of those things where we see Boruto embrace that. Boruto always going to embrace what you want to do versus like, you know, what you being told to do. Like, Boruto doesn't feel like he's being told to be a ninja. He wants to be a ninja in order to be like great. He wants to be better than his dad, and he wants to be like a television hero. Plus he meets Sasuke, which he becomes a more of an inspiration, and he wants to be just like Sasuke. And Sasuke is like the hard up ninja, you know what I'm saying? He wants to protect the Leaf Village from the shadows. He wants to do everything on his own. You know, that's like a true essence of a ninja. But like, you know, Naruto also embraced the true essence of a ninja by letting people know like sometimes we need each other's help. It's not always going to be like just me fighting this battle on my own. Sometimes I'm going to need people to intervene. I'm going to need people to step up, and you know, shit like that. So overall, you know, this is going to be like that great thing that we need for Boruto in order for him to like, you know, realize what he needs to do in, you know, terms of changing his ways and basically be like a real ninja. You know, I feel as though their bond is something that's going to be really dope to see, saying as like they come from two completely different worlds. Like, you know, Boruto's over here, you know, he's eating like good and shit like that, he has a mom who cares about him, versus Kawaki's over here, you know, laying on the floor being treated like shit, you know, being with an organization full of criminals who have their own objectives and shit like that, have their own agendas against like the normal balance of the world, and you know, trying to throw the order of the world out of whack or some shit like that for their own like personal gain or personal goal, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just shows like how they just grew up on a different side of the fucking table. Like, you know, it was really fucked up looking at this now, because like you see how bad Kawaki is treated, and you know, you see how good Boruto is treated, you know, how everybody like talks about Boruto in Team 7, talk about how they never fail a mission, how like they're basically the prodigies of the Leaf Village and shit like that. You know, Boruto is getting so much fucking praise compared to Kawaki, dog, and I'm just like, damn, like, bruh, I really feel bad for Kawaki, you know, because Kawaki, you know, he's really having a true hardship, and I think Boruto is gonna start start to see that, and he's going to feel that. You know, I feel like it's going to be so important for his character, you know, and I feel like Kawaki is going to change a little bit too, and he's not going to be as resentful to humans a little bit, because he's going to see the kindness of Naruto, Uzumaki, you know, a lot of the people of the village and shit like that. I feel like they're going to take him in and embrace him like really quickly, you know. I feel as though like they're going to like treat him as if, you know, he's family or if he's home, and I feel like that's probably what's going to happen later on down the line. They're going to basically be trusting Kawaki already, and I think that trust is going to probably fall short, and that's when Kawaki is probably going to flip the script or some shit like that. But I'm not too sure. That's just completely speculation. This is my personal thoughts and personal opinions. If you have your own personal thoughts and personal opinions about the boy Kawaki and Boruto's relationship and how they come, you know, from completely different worlds, and how like Boruto and Kawaki like need this, like how this is like the most important like turning point for Boruto, you know, like let me know your personal thoughts and personal opinions like always. And with that being said, my name is Shino Ventro. Stay true and stay real. Until next time, see you guys later. Have a blessed day. See you guys later. Bye. I say it later like 5 fucking times, bro. Stop.